Here's another way of looking at the profit diagram for buyers and sellers of options. And that's by just looking at the profit chart for a long call or long put. We have the profits up here, losses down here, and the horizontal line are the the stock prices. Remember that the stock price will increase as you go towards the right. So for long call, you profit when the stock goes up in price, and if it's below the strike price, that's when you lose the money that you paid for the call. For the long put position, since you are bearish, you will profit when the stock goes down in price, right? Remember this horizontal line is the stock price going increasing to the right. So you're profiting when the stock price goes down. And if the stock price goes above your strike price, then you lose the money that you paid for the put. Now we've seen the profit graph for short calls and short puts, which will be these graphs flipped. So you flip this down, that will give you the short call profit diagram. If you flip this down, that will give you the short put profit diagram. Here, I'm trying to show you that you can just look at the long options position and know if the buyer or the seller are profiting or losing money. In options trading, there's always a buyer and a seller for that option. When you're buying, there has to be someone out there who's going to sell it for you. And if you're selling it, there has to be someone out there buying it from you. One will profit and one will lose. Again, options trading is a zero-sum game. At expiration, someone will be right and someone will be wrong. Someone will make money and someone will lose money. It's either the buyer or the seller. For the long call position, when you are the buyer, when you are profiting, that's when the loser is the seller. And when you are losing money, that's when the seller is making money. So above here, when the long call is profiting, that's going to be losses for the seller because the long call person is bullish, so they're profiting when the stock goes up in price, and the seller of it is going to lose money. Whereas if the stock did not go up in price, then the seller is going to profit from it. They're going to keep that premium that they sold it for, while the buyer will lose the money that they paid for the long call position. Now, same thing for the put. Again, the put person is bearish, so they are profiting when the stock drops in price. When the buyer is profiting, that means the seller of the put is losing money. And then when the seller, well, here, this is when the buyer is losing money, then that means that's where the seller is profiting. So this is the price that the long put position spent on the put position. That's how much they paid, right? So if the price does not drop, then the seller will keep that premium. So it's profit for the seller, but losses for the buyer. So again, they are not exclusive, right? Buyers and sellers are on the opposite side of the trades at all times. And the key thing to remember is that you need to be the one that's right at expiration. You want to be the one that's profiting, right? You want to be, if you're the buyer, you want to be profiting. If you're the seller, you want to be profiting. Same thing over here. You want to be profiting if you're the buyer here and you want to profit and you're the seller here. That's why when we enter a trade, we know the probability of it being in our favor. So we sell the ones that are mainly in our favor, and we want it to expire in our favor. So we are the one that is right. And you want to be the one that will profit in the end. Otherwise, you will be the loser. And we are not here to lose money.